Alright guys, it is me, the Torch24 here again from Torch24 Production Studios, and we are now reviewing episode number 4 of From Dusk to Dawn the series, which is called Let's Get Ramblin'. And the description for the episode reads, the Gecko brothers take the 4 family hostage and attempt to leave the motel undetected. Sorry about that. But Freddy, led by the same force that has been guiding Richie, arrives at their door, igniting a clash that nearly destroys them all. So, I guess I'll just start off by saying that, like, this is where the series really picked up for me. It's probably one of the best episodes of the series so far. I actually really enjoyed it. It was probably one of my favorites. But overall, I guess I'll just start out with saying that, like, the fours end up arriving at the Dewdrop Inn, and basically, they finally get a hotel room. Then Kate goes to the pool and stuff, and then, like, of course, like, the story continues on with Seth and Richie trying to find a vehicle to get across the border with, and they actually end up going up to the Fuller's room because Seth's trying to find out a place for them to eat again. Which I'm kind of thinking that, like, he only did that just because he wanted to basically buy time for Richie to see which room the fours were in, or something along those lines. That's just a theory. But anyways, so they go up to the fours room and basically hold Jacob and Scott. I think that's what his name is, Scott. Make sure. Yeah. It's his name is Scott. So yeah, they hold Jacob and Scott hostage and basically send Richie down to basically go retrieve Kate from the pool area. And then basically they get more into their backstory about, like, how, like, the mom died and stuff, and their whole car crash incident. And apparently the mother was dealing with migraines a lot, or so they say. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but right now apparently all we know is that something was wrong with the mother, and they were saying she was dealing with migraines. But overall, I think that this, like, has, like, a great different, like, twist to it other than the movie. Just because it's kind of weird to see how all these backstories are actually intertwining with the show. And actually, kudos to Robert Rodriguez for that. Because that just makes the show even better. So basically, Richie goes down to the pool, basically has a talk with Kate, I guess you can say. And, basically they end up going, back to the room and stuff. Like, ends up scaring Kate and stuff, and Kate goes back up to the room. And then realizes that, like, they're being held hostage. And Richie appears behind her. Then back to Gonzalez's story. He has another, flashback about Dawn because, of the knife. I'm starting to think that the symbol was what basically giving Richie divisions, because the knife is actually giving Gonzalez divisions as well, or Federico, as I like to call him, and also what Don nicknamed him. But I basically have the flashback of them infiltrating, like, a criminal's house or something, and basically killing 2 people, and like Federico shoots one of the guys in the neck, and like he bleeds out all over him and stuff, and basically disgusts him because he actually pops a knife open and cuts his hand, which is actually just like another vision. He didn't really cut his hand, because we don't get nowhere further than like how did he help his hand out and stuff, other than he didn't really cut his hand. It was just like imagining him cutting his hand, and the blood record reminded him of that. Then we saw like scenes of, like the vampire criminal that he killed, like beckoning him and stuff, sort of like with Richie and the girl mistress thing. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. So yeah, Gonzalez ends up at the Dewdrop Inn and basically asks the guy at the front desk, well, I think it's just a douchebag, basically if he has seen the Gecko Brothers, to basically which he replies that it's kind of like, you know, do I really need to answer that? And why should I be answering questions for you and stuff? But anyways, so he's not really much help. So then Gonzalez goes over to the basically cleaning lady and asks her if she's seen the Gecko Brothers, and she points out she actually saw Seth in the room earlier that they were in. And basically, she points out which room it was, so Seth goes over, so basically Gonzalez goes over to investigate their room, and basically ends up finding the dead bank teller. Then leaves the room, and basically also finds out from her that, well actually he doesn't really find out from the cleaning lady which room they were staying in, but finds out which other room she heard his voice in. Sorry, which happens to be the 4th room. So basically, as Richie is like walking, I mean not Richie. God dang it. Anyways, as Gonzalez is walking, he runs into Jacob and asks him if he's seen the Gecko Brothers, which Jacob replies, can't say that I have. Obviously trying to keep quiet and stuff. And basically then goes up and basically sees Seth and Kate leaving the room. And basically, you know, he gets like a good long look at Kate before the whole shootout begins. Not really a big shootout, but it's still a sort of a shootout, with Richie sneaking up behind the 2 cops that were helping out with the shootout, like from behind, and basically Seth's still holding Kate hostage while Gonzalez is chasing after him, and they end up like landing on top of the 4th RV, and basically basically the 4s end up driving away, and Gonzalez gets thrown off the RV, and he's still like, he's like in pain and stuff, and basically they end up driving away, and basically they get away without Gonzalez catching them. So pretty much overall, I think this was like an epic episode, like I said. Really great to see that whole shootout, even though it was only like, what, 5 minutes? It was still a cool, epic shootout. It's always fun to see chase scenes and shootouts and shows and movies and stuff. So yeah, I give this episode a whopping 9.5 out of 10. Definitely one of my better favorite episodes. And definitely one of my recommended if you guys haven't seen the episode yet. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode of from Dusk to Dawn series reviews. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks where I'll review episodes 5 and 6. Which, of course, the titles are unknown as of yet. But anyways, I'll review those soon.